These are, I just brought these because these are the only two that I've got. They're the official identity cards, what they give you for greyhounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When do you get these then?
When they're puppies.
Okay.
Yeah? When you register them. Now, that one is cancelled because this particular dog was a fighter.
Right.
So I had him for hair coursing at the clubs, and he was fantastic.
Oh, okay.
But when he ran on the track, he was too intelligent.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what you get. Look, that says that BD's brindle, and then they tell you what colour the toes were, and everything like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh, excellent.
But that is the best racing dog I've ever had in my life.
Which one was this called?
This was Merton Tiger.
Merton
Because
Tiger.
at that time I lived Merton Road, and that tells you his breeding. Look, he's at Supreme Tiger and Flying Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're friends of mine, Clark, Fran, she bred them. Yeah.
In 1986?
Yeah.
So he was a puppy then?
Yes, yeah, he was 10 weeks old when I got him, yeah.
So where do you have to take them to get this official document?
At the track.
Okay.
Yeah, the track, yeah, there has to be, or if you're having an inspection by, back then it was the GRE, Greyhound Racing Association, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just something, and there again, colour of the toes and all this sort of thing. I think that might be the transfer plate. I can't remember what that bit is there, that loose bit.
Do they have to have this to race then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have to do anything else with the dogs to get them ready for racing?
Well, yeah, you've got to do a lot of exercise. I mean, I used to start them off when they were 12 months. Sort of like, once their bones have grown a bit, what I used to say, you've got to open their lungs, right? And that makes a difference later on when they can race because they've got more stamina.
Okay.
So either used to take them coursing and slip them on a couple of hares or something like that. Just it's the same with athletes and what they do to the racehorses, basically. Yeah, because if you leave it till they're 18 months old, it's hard to get that stamina in them, you see.
Yeah. So it has to start early.
Yeah.
And do you have to feed them anything particular, or?
Well, back then when I had them, I used to cook meat, and I used to clear the bakers there in the next village to where I live of all this stale brown bread. You don't do it now because they run out here at 2:00 and close, the bakers. But yeah, I used to get tripe and sheep paunches and all sorts of beef and that from the butchers near where I lived and everything.
Yeah.
And cook them up in a big old copper boiler. Remember the big old copper boilers? Yeah. But these days, you see, the food that you can buy now, which I feed my lurcher on now, that's an all-in-one dog food, yeah? But I don't soak mine, he has it dry, because if you soak it, and that's when they get all the teeth, get dirty, and then you've got to have them cleaned and all that sort of thing. But no, that used to be brilliant.
Yeah. How did you get into it?
Well, it started off because I had a real bad childhood, and I ended up living with my uncle, and he was a proper old poacher. And he gave me this little greyhound bitch, Amber. So I used to go out and do the same sort of thing. And then at that time, Cambridge had a dog track up the old football ground. And gradually got up there, and then I had a bit of money and I bought a dog, and things sort of like progressed from there. And and then I rented these kennels not far from where I live now, actually. There was 10 double kennels, so I could have 20 dogs, Wow. And if I got a fresh dog over from Ireland, I had to muzzle them until I knew that they was all right, because I used to put 2 dogs together or 2 bitches together.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful because bitches can be very sharp, so you have to be careful, because last thing you want is dogs getting bitten. most of the dogs I used to have, I used to get them from my contacts in Ireland, sale or return, you
Wow.
see. So, yeah, because the trainers over there, they kept the good ones.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is understandable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was lovely. My missus, she used to come with me and all. A lot of the time, we discussed about having children, but then I didn't want to be a one-parent family because I was out with the dogs at night, going here, there, and everywhere, and she was at home looking after the baby. You know what I mean? It just weren't fair, so we didn't.
No.
But,
yeah, so the dogs were your babies, really.
yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
She treated me like it and all.
Yeah.
And then along come Shaky Jakey.
Yeah, tell me about him.
Well, I think he come from a kennel when there was about 80 odd dogs there, and he didn't like the amount because you're going to get quite a few barkers, you know. And he, when I when I picked him up from what's the hotel called? What's up the A1 near Peterborough? That's why I used to meet the transport van. Anyway, the man got the dog out of the back of the van, and he just stood there shaking like mad, trembling like mad he was. And I went to stroke him and he growled at me, you know, so I didn't, I just kept stroking him and that. And anyway, cut a long story short, what I'd done, if I put him in a kennel, he used to shake like mad. If I let him have the run of the kennel, because like you've got a walkway, you've got your kennels, like they were quite big, weren't they? I think they was about 10 foot by 6 foot wide. Basically what they were, old pigsties, yeah?
Right.
Which I converted into kennels. And if I let him have the run of them all day and all night, he had his bed up the other end near the kitchen there. All of a sudden he come round.
Oh.
He didn't shake anymore. Yeah.
How old was he when you got him?
When I got him, he was probably about 2.5, I think. Yeah, it was a nice age. But his name was, you know, his kennel name was Jake. So like when I see, I just called him Shaky Jakey because that fitted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That really did. But he was a good dog. He wasn't a world beater, but he was what he was.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And in the end, my missus just took such a shine to him that after he finished racing, you know, where he ended up on the settee. So, you know, he had to. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So do you have a dog now?
Yeah, I've got a lurcher now. Did I show you him before?
Yes.
I did, yeah, I got a lurcher now. Because I got into the lurchers after that, after I finished with the greyhounds, because it was, what we're working as well, it was very hard work doing 20 dogs, because that's what I had. And then you, not only that, you've got to take them racing. So go and do a day's work, come home, and then you've got to go here, you've got to go there, and whatever. But like I say, it was, it wouldn't have been fair with my missus to have a baby and that, so that's why we decided not to.
Yeah.
But no, it was brilliant, yeah. Yeah, it was brilliant. I think I finished about 96, 97.
Okay. And was that because of illness or work or?
No. I just said, right, that's it. You know, it's things were getting, the prize money weren't as much. The only way you can make money is if you gambled, which, you know, if people tell you that they've made a lot of money out of the sport, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. You know, like if you gamble on your dogs, all right. I mean, if you break even, you've done well, you know.
Yeah.
It's only if you won a big competition. Now, Shaky Jakey, he come from Liam Dowling, Irishman, who won the English Greyhound Derby this year with a dog called Da, of all things. Yeah, yeah. Now he got 160 or 180,000 pound
Really?
for winning the English Derby at Toaster this year. Yeah. So, but no, he's a very quiet spoken man. You know, he does a lot of breeding. Yeah, so, but yeah, I've got quite a feeling if I rang them up today, they'd find me something.
Yeah.
You know, but I just can't, because there's not many tracks about.
I was going to say, where did you go? Where did
Yeah,
you race?
well, at that time, you see, Wembley was open, Harringay, Hackney, Wimbledon, Catford. But they're all closed now. Romford, well, there's no dog track in London now. The nearest is Romford, which is on the London Road, but that's Essex.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You got Crayford, that's Kent. Yeah, they're the only two there. And over this side, what we got this side? Well, Mildenhall's just had a massive fire last week.
Oh no.
Yeah, they've had a big fire. I think they're going to reopen it again. I don't think it was so much like the racing office or anything like that. That was the surrounding buildings. But no, there aren't many tracks left at all now. No, there's not one in Scotland now. The one at Bellevue, Manchester, I've been a few times. That closed. Yeah, it's sad really to see them all go, you know. But
so what did you enjoy about it most?
Getting the dogs ready. Getting the dogs ready, you know, and obviously winning. You know, when you put a lot of work into that dog, massaging it every day, exercising, you know, cleaning its teeth and everything. You know, you got, you know, toothbrushes and meat flavoured toothpaste and all this sort of. Yeah, you've got to do them right, you know. But used to take up a lot of time. I mean, back then I hardly ever watched telly. I never had time.
No.
You know.
No.
And then I used to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, clean them out, and then disinfect the kennels out and everything, and then give them the breakfast. And some dogs, because I had a walking machine, my nephew made it out of a washing machine.
Really?
Motor, yeah. And he done it so like they you know, had a gradient, so you could raise it up. Yeah. But if not, what I used to do, I still do it with me Lurch and Hill. I used to take them to the village. What, do you know Willingham?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to take them over there down all the old farmers' driveways and everything like that. Sometimes I have 8 running by the side of the car, or the van rather, with muzzles on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, to get them fit. Yeah, the people, you know, they used to laugh.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So have you got other photos?
Well, the only thing I've got, you've seen that one, haven't you?
Let me have a look.
That was the one I'd only been out of hospital 3 days.
Oh yes.
Well, having me triple bypass.
This is Peterborough.
That's Peterborough, yeah.
So you had a triple bypass.
Yeah.
And then you still went racing,
and
then they won.
Shouldn't have been driving really.
No, they gained second.
That bit.
Did he?
No, he won.
He won, but he was just number 2.
Yeah. Track 2. Yeah. This man and this woman, they sponsored the race.
Oh.
That was the girl that worked in the paddock and paraded him for me, and that's Tammy, which I vaguely knew, but I knew her husband more. And he said, you could walk in with him and hold his arm, because I had to go up 2 or 3 steps. And I weren't very good on my feet at that time, you see. And, he slaughtered the race.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so when was this? Do you know the year?
Right, because my favourite name is Jack. That's my Lurch's name. I wish I would have been called Jack.
Really?
And his racing name was My Boy Jack.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I changed it, yeah.
So do you remember what year that was?
Yeah, 2014.
Right.
Yeah, 2014 is when I had my bypass done, yeah.
Wow.
I only went to have a stent put in, and then I woke up in critical care in the old Patworth, and When I come round, I said, what? Well, I won't say what I said. Because the mate, I was in the bed here, and that was the nurse's station there, and the matron who I got to know afterwards, I didn't know who she was. I said to her, "What the hell am I doing in here? Or where am I, or something like that?" And then she told me about a trip. I said, "What?" Well, anyway, yeah. So I was in there getting on for 3 weeks because I had 3 operations in 4 days because they couldn't stop it bleeding.
Wow.
So I've got scar, well, not only that big scar there, but scars here where they put the drains in and everything. Yeah. So, but that dog, the greyhound, the brindle one, there.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mike Reed, the comedian?
Yes.
He gave me that dog at
Did
Hackney.
he?
Yeah, it came his dogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He bought it from Hackney Sales and he brought it down to Cambridge, and that run terrible. And when it came off the track, it was limping. So he said, "Cool." He said, "Who wants this?" So I said, "Here, give us it here, I'll have it."
Yeah.
And I found I took it to the vet. He got a bit of glass in his foot.
Oh, that's
and
all it was.
Yeah, I reckon what it was, when he walked across the car park to go onto the track for his race, he picks up a bit of glass. But after that, he was fantastic. Dog he was.
Is this you?
Yeah.
Really? You look different, don't you?
Yeah, I was only about 18, I think, then.
Really? Wow.
And that was my sister-in-law's dog. Her and her husband split up, and we looked after him. Yeah.
Oh, Labrador.
Yeah, he was lovely. He was. Yeah. That's that one Mike Reed gave me again, and that bitch. The mother rejected her. There were 6 in the litter, and the mother rejected her for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to hand feed her and everything. Yeah.
Oh.
That's me. That was the good coursing dog. His name was Hiker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big cup, the chroma cuppy one. Yeah, there he is again.
Oh. He looks like he's smiling.
Yeah. And that's that little bitch puppy.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got hair.
Yeah, look at you. You look different. You've got a bit of hair and a moustache.
Yeah. That's me and the missus.
Oh.
I bought her that little Labrador puppy for her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. What was that one called?
That was Ben.
Oh.
That one, yeah, he was brilliant, he was. And this was my nephew's daughter. We took her to Hunstanton. And, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
on the beach.
Yeah, on the beach. They've got 3 lurchers there.
Yeah.
I don't know where Ben was, the other lurcher. He's there somewhere. I don't know where. He's probably chasing a seagull or something. Yeah. That's when we lived in Spain. And that little dog, right, that was a stray. It just turned up on us the day after we got over there. Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yeah, yeah.
How long do you live in Spain?
8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Murcia.
All right.
Yeah, up in the mountains. Yeah.
Nice.
That's me and my dearest.
Ah,
that
lovely.
was the love seat. That was in Greece, I think, somewhere.
Ah.
Yeah. That's
lovely.
Yeah, that's what I've done to the house.
Nice. Oh, it's like a proper villa, isn't it?
Yeah,
Spanish villa, yeah.
Finca. Yeah, farmhouse.
Yeah, lovely.
That's the caravan I towed over there.
Did you do that whilst you were there as
Yeah,
well? You went
yeah.
out in it?
Yeah.
It's hot, I should imagine.
Yeah, cool.
Lovely.
The first August we was there was 35 degrees
Was
at
it?
night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's Richard. He's a Colombian. Speaks perfect English. Spanish, sorry. He was our interpreter. Oh. Yeah, so that was handy.
Did you learn any Spanish?
I'll tell you a story about that. There's the missus in the house.
Oh.
Yeah, bless her heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put all the footings and everything in to put a big extension in, and up here that was going to be a sun terrace.
Nice.
That's hence the door going into the bedroom, one of the bedrooms.
Lovely. Did a lot of work then.
Yeah, that's the view from the house across the other side of the. That's Ben. He was mad. He was. Absolutely mad. That's the house.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was before we bought it. Yeah.
Lovely.
And That was a Labrador I got, Sam.
Oh.
Do you know what? He was mad. Well, absolutely mad. I gave it to a woman up the road. She got small holding, all these greenhouses. And she said, the first day I gave it to her, she said, I thought he'd run back to you. I said, why? She said, I couldn't find him. She went into the greenhouse and he's laying asleep with the ducks. He settled down just like that. It's crazy, isn't it?
With the ducks.
That's the lurcher I took to Spain.
Oh.
Yeah, he's blue dog. Same again. No, that's
So
Ben.
you travelled with the lurcher, did you?
Yeah,
You took it to Spain.
that one, yeah.
Wow, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh well, thank you, Andy.
That's
Thank you
all
for
right.
sharing all of those.
Yeah, no,